Welcome. Discussions with DT Parker. Got another good one today. Twitch is now active. IG Live is up, of course. YouTube, thank you to everybody that likes, subscribes, and follows. We are at 191. Tezo! What it do, friend? Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, we are at 191 on YouTube. So we are still climbing. We are still building. Let's get it to 200. Come on. The growth is real. But Tizzle, like I was saying, we have another good one today. Because it was something that came out with August Alsina that I wanted to discuss today. So today's question on Discussions with DD Parker is, are straight men too fixated on the Lbgtq community, on the G community? Are they too fixated on that? And the reason why we are talking about this one today, Tizzle, is because August Alsina addressed Young Thug. I guess off some previous statements Young Thug said last year, where he said he has no issue with the LBGTQ people, but would feel deceived if someone came out later in life. Take a listen to Augie. I used to love me some August Alsina.
Interview a comment here we go. I seen Young Thug make about randomly saying like, "Oh, I can't respect people just turn gay" or some wild like that. And number one, it's very strange to me when all type of stuff going on in the world in their life, but a gay be the conversation. I'm talking about grown men. This is like nothing keep the black community in a chokehold with a conversation like the gay conversation.
He got a point though.
It always has had y'all in a chokehold, and it always, unfortunately.
Does it keep our community in a chokehold? Tizzle said the insecure men are, but the men who are secure don't give a unless it affects them. I can respect it. I don't know. I wouldn't say straight men are fixated. I wouldn't say they're fixated. But they do have, some, not all, have things to say when it comes to that community. Especially how you feel like us sisters defend them and promote. Y'all feel like we promote this. So, yeah. Whew. I'm trying to keep it cute on this live today. But, everybody is entitled to their opinion. It's just like you can't say anything about a particular community without somebody feeling offended about what somebody says about it. I guess that's why Boosie is so loud and vocal about his opinions, because he's like, y'all are not finna silence me. I have the right to feel how I feel. They have the right to feel how they feel. And it should, hey Joey Cakes, and it should stay like that. Discussions with DD Parker. Welcome, new folks. We are chatting today about, the question is, are straight men too fixated on the LBGT community? And the reason why we're talking about this one today is because of August Alsina addressing some comments that Young Thug made last year, where Thug said he has no issue with the LBGTQ community or the people, but would feel deceived if someone came out later in life. So I guess he took these remarks personal. He took them personally, adding that it's time to start calling out stupid and wishing people, hey mama, and wishing people would find something else to talk about besides sexuality. So, when it comes to this topic, does it have the black community in a chokehold though? And then I'll play this audio. Hey mama, today on Discussions, we are discussing this topic. We're talking about, are straight men too fixated on the LBGTQ community, on what they got going on? Are they too fixated? And this is not defending, this is just, like I said, this is Discussions with Dee Parker. We chat on here about everything. And then I want to play August Alsina. Here he is. Take a listen.
A comment that I seen
Pecan Brown.
Thug make.
I'll tell you what we talked about. Hey, Chef.
About randomly saying like, "Oh, I can't respect just turn gay or some wild like that." And number one, it's very strange to me when all type of going on in the world in their life. But
I'll stop this because we got some new folks and y'all don't know what we're chatting about, and I want y'all to know what we're chatting about before you be like, wait a minute. All right, so bringing this up because August Alsina, are y'all familiar with him? Singer, used to be singer. He was Jada Pinkett's Smith's. What was that? She called that situationship. Anyway, that's the dude. Anyway, he now likes what I like. He likes men. So he's addressing some comments that Young Thug made last year, where Thug said he has no issue with the Lbgtq community, but would feel deceived if someone came out later. So August, I'm giving y'all a backstory. Say he took that personally, adding that it's time to call out stupid and wishing people would find something else to talk about besides sexuality. So I'm playing the clip of where he is talking about this. So that's the question today. Are straight men, no disrespect, fixated or too fixated when it comes to the Lbgtq community? Here we go.
Comment that I seen Young Thug make about randomly saying like, "Oh, I can't respect just turn gay or some wild like that." And number one, it's very strange to me when all type of going on in the world in their life, but a gay be the conversation. I'm talking about grown men. This is like nothing keep the black community in a chokehold with a conversation like the gay conversation. It always has had y'all in the chokehold, and it always, unfortunately, always will. So that comment.
Okay, so what are our thoughts, y'all? What are y'all thoughts? I mean, facts, Cap? What we doing here? Are straight men too fixated when it comes to the LBGT community? You know what they got going on? Joey Cake said, well, I can tell you as a straight man, I'm not fixated on it. To each his own. However, I am equally as proud to be straight as the G word. People are to be the way they are. I'm with you. That's why I said earlier that, you know, it seems like anytime somebody says anything that they find offensive, it's an issue. And I guess that's why Lil Boosie, and that's why I rocks with Lil Boosie. I have no gripes about what Lil Boosie be saying. He speak his truth. And I'm here all for people that speak their truth. I'm here for it. So, I mean, if that's how he feels at the end of the day, good, bad, indifferent, that's how that man feel. You know what I'm saying? But people want to silence him, and he's like, y'all not finna silence me. I'm going to speak my truth, whether you like it, you don't like it. So, I respect it, you know. Anybody that stands 10 toes down on how they feel about what they feel. But, what are y'all thoughts? What do you think? Hey, Marvin Lancaster, are straight men too fixated when it comes to the LBGT community? Joey Cake said, I don't really discuss it because I know nothing about the lifestyle. It ain't my business or my problem either way. I guess when I say fixated to Joey Cakes, I'm not just referring to the lifestyle, because you have men that feel like, and I hate to bring up President Barack Obama, but like he pushed the whole agenda. So you have some, you know, men that feel that way, that this is being pushed on us and our children. And like Boosie, you know, the things that he said, you know, how he caught the smoke, the backlash, because he was mad at the football player who was on the Madden cover with his nails painted. He said, what kind of example is that man setting for these young boys who play that video game? So, yeah. Again, like I said, anytime anybody says anything, it's a problem. But you can be single and proud, but quietly. You see what I'm saying? But quietly. New folks, if I have any, we are discussing today this topic. And I know, I'm sorry, we back on this. But I wanted to do this topic because of this video with August Alsina. I just cannot believe, I'm still in disbelief about, I used to love some August Alsina, baby. I even got a picture with him from the radio station. So anyway, no judgments over here. You do what you do. But anyway, today's topic is, are straight men fixated or too fixated on the Lbgtq community and what they got going on? And like I was just breaking it down. So hold on. Here's the clip.
Interview, a comment that I seen Young Thug make about randomly saying like, "Oh, I can't respect who just turned gay" or some wild shit like that. And number one, it's very strange to me when all types of shit going on in the world in their life, but a gay be the conversation.
RB61, what up?
I'm talking about grown men. This is like nothing keep the black community in a chokehold with a conversation like the gay conversation.
And does he have a point? Does this conversation keep black folks in a chokehold? When we get on this subject, does it keep us in a chokehold? Because, I feel like we are, like anything else, I feel like this topic we are divided on, because I know some of you men feel like black women condone it. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all feel that way. Pecan Brown said, I feel that so many times it's pushed in their face. Aren't they allowed to respond? I'm with you, Pecan Brown. Pecan Brown, that's very good point. I just feel like if they have a right to say and voice how they feel, then why shouldn't Boosie, who is a heterosexual man, state how he feels about what he feels, as long as he's not being like, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? As long as he's not like promoting like violence, you feel what I'm saying, against them. I don't know. I just think, But I wouldn't say fixated. But I definitely think, that some focus, on things that, especially when it comes to that community, things that can't be changed. It is what it is at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not judging. First of all, what up, Super Pat? I'm not judging anybody, because I got to meet my maker and I got to stand before him from what I got to take account for. So you do what you want on your free time. But I don't know, because like I said, I feel like we women get like, oh, y'all promote that, y'all got the the G best friends and yeah, whatever. So anyway, Pecan Brown said, I agree. New folks, welcome to Discussions with Dee Dee Parker. We are chatting today about do straight men, or are straight men too fixated on the Lbgtq community? Are straight men too fixated on the Lbgtq community? And when we do have these conversations, because this is kind of an uncomfortable conversation, because you do have to be very careful on what you say, because you say the wrong thing and canceled. Did you see the Knicks lady that stole the damn Knicks trash can? They done found out where that lady worked at, and she got fired from her job. So you gotta be careful out here. Mama said, and why do they hate G-men so much? Do you feel like that, Mama? That's my question to you. Do you feel like they do? The straight men do not like them or hate them? That's my question. But yeah, you got to be very careful out here what you say. That's why I'm trying to be very careful with my words. So that's why I said, you do what you do. You like who you like. That's your business. I got to meet my maker and I got to stand before him. But, are straight men too fixated when it comes to this issue of the Lbgtq community? And I'm not just talking about, because, Joey Cakes brought up lifestyle. I'm not just chatting about lifestyle. I'm talking about other things, that y'all don't like, that have been implemented, that you say that a certain president implemented, and put in place. So, Mama said black women accept it because we are not intimidated by them. But none should be intimidated. Straight men shouldn't be intimidated by them. I promise you. The Lbgtq or the gay men that I know probably wouldn't even be interested. I promise you. Super Pat said when I was younger, I'm not going to say that word just in case they try to shadow ban me, Super Pat, but I got you. Only because too much testosterone. Now I'm comfortable with it. They don't bother me. Live and live. Now, why were you said too much? Hey, slow stick. You said you blame it. Well, you're saying too much testosterone. When did you eventually come out of that phase of not being like that any longer? When did you relax and be like, you know what? They're not mad. They cool. New folks, welcome. Discussions with Didi Park here. You might not like this topic today, but it is what it is. We're talking about, and I'm asking the question, are straight men too fixated on the Lbgtq community? And the reason why we're talking about this is because August Alsina addressed Young Thug about some comments he made last year where Thug said he would have an issue with a G person who he would feel deceived by a G person if they came out later in life. And August said he took that remarks as personal, adding that it's time to start calling out stupid and wishing people would find something else to talk about. I wonder if he felt like Thugger was talking about him. And that's why I don't remember if they had like some sort of friendship or not. But I wonder if that's why he addressed that. Mama said if it's a man thing, we would not understand it. That's why I want the men to break it down. I want the men, because they say, Mama, we the ones, y'all are the ones that accept that nonsense. Y'all got the the gay besties and whatnot. But okay. Like I said, I got to meet my maker. We all do. So who am I to judge? You know what I'm saying? That's the lifestyle that they choose to live. Nothing to do with me. But, rappers like Boosie have been very vocal when it comes to the issue. And I'm not mad about his opinion either, because he's entitled to his opinion as well. This is the thing that annoys me when it comes to these things, because it's like you can't say anything about that community without them being offended. But you can say whatever you want to about us over here, and we're not supposed to be offended. So that's the thing that I'm just like, whatever with, that they would come off of. But Boosie, like I said, has a right to his opinion. Just like everybody else has a right to their opinion. You feel how you feel about it, Just as long as you ain't doing nothing crazy. And Boosie, like, all he does is go on a rant. So like I said, just like they're entitled to their opinion, we should be entitled to our opinion as heterosexual male and females. Super Pat said, I'm from the islands. We was raised like that, but you men look at it as being soft if you G and weak. Now, why do you think that is, Super Pad? Why is it looked at? Because there's some of them that they can fight. Okay. I done seen it. So, but why is that, Super Bad? Some of them can fight. I'm just saying. Think they soft if you want to. It is so crazy. I'm sorry, y'all. There is a club here in Atlanta, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. Hey, Glamora. How are you? Super Bad said because they act like women. Okay. Mama said we don't care about their sexual orientation. Men have a problem with it. But why? Do you think that these men are attracted to you? Because I promise you, they probably are not thinking about you. But there is this club here. Oh my gosh. I think it's on Peachtree Street. Friday nights. They be all lined up. I didn't know it was one of them Lbgtq clubs either. They was all lined up, and they was like, I was like, oh my goodness. But it was, anyway. And then it's crazy because I covered a story on the radio about Will and Jada's son. He did an appearance there, and people was like, well, why would he go there if he's not? And he showed up with a bunch of women. So he caught some backlash for that. People was mad. Well, that community was mad at him because he didn't represent the community. They felt well. But anyway, he was like, well, that's not me. You paid me to do an appearance. How I come is how I come. So anyway, new folks, welcome to Discussions with Dee Park. I just wanted to share those stories with y'all. Are straight men too fixated on the Lbgtq community? Are straight men too fixated on the Lbgtq community? And again, the reason why we're chatting about this today on Discussions with D.G. Parker is because of August Alsina, who used to be a straight man once upon a time.
Randomly saying like, oh, I can't respect people just turn gay or some wild like that. And number one, it's very strange to me when all type of going on in the world in their life, but a gay be the conversation. I'm talking about grown men. This is like nothing keep the black community in a chokehold with a conversation like the gay conversation.
I mean, he got a point. Nothing keeps the black community in a chokehold like this conversation right here. Because not all of you. Some men feel like, oh, you black women are too accepting. You're accepting of this. You have a bestie. All the above. You're too. Meanwhile, you know, you have some, but most. No, I won't do an FA move. I'm just playing. But now you have some men that don't agree with the lifestyle. You know, some that come on here that don't agree with the lifestyle. Superpass said, gay dudes be having some pretty besties. Good way to meet some pretty women. Clock it, Superpass. You better put these men on game, okay? Put them on game, okay? Because who you think they best friends with? Normally, some females. They might have some, but they keep them a team of females around. I promise you. So Superpad got a point right there. I don't know. I can't tell you men how to feel. You know, y'all feel how y'all feel. I just, hey, baby Brock. I just think, you know, as long as they don't say nothing to you, like, that should be their business. You know what I'm saying? So, who am I? Again, I can't tell y'all men how to feel. Y'all gonna feel how y'all feel about this. And like I said, some of y'all feel strongly about it. Because y'all are raising the next generations of kings. And you don't, I guess, want y'all sons to see that. You know? And I'm not gonna lie. Because I do feel like it is lately, whoo. Almost every other ad you see on TV. The agenda is being pushed. I'm just saying. So I get it. But are straight men too fixated? And hey, Big Brock Topic is, are straight men too fixated when it comes to the Lbgtq community? Mama said a lot will quote the Bible and say it's a sin. Meanwhile, they committing all types of sins. Clock it, mama. Say that again. I'm going to read it again. She said a lot will quote the Bible and say it's a sin. Meanwhile, they commit all types of sin. Again, I don't have a problem with the lifestyle. My only problem is when they get vocal about, you know, how we feel. And we're entitled to feel how we feel. That's why, again, I don't have no gripes for Boosie. He can say whatever he want to say. Because that's how that man feel at the end of the day. Who is I? Who is Didi? And Superbad said facts, mama. Africa, Jamaica, Middle East. Right. You know, I think, in Jamaica, is it a crime in Jamaica still? Superbad? I know in some of these other countries it's a crime, but not here in the United States of America. So, I mean, and does this conversation always have us black folks in a chokehold? Because again, like I said, there are some that feel that a certain president put all types of laws in place to protect them and put them in place. I think my girl Sunny Set Monet, she even made some comments that Biden and Kamala, I was trying to say her name. Biden and Kamala, instead of pushing for black rights, they push those rights before. So, Superbad said, it's on the books. They don't enforce it. They call it buggery. Am I saying that right? Buggery? I probably said that wrong. Boogery? Superbad. How you say that, Superbad? Oh my God, I'm not laughing. I am laughing. Again, like I say, I gotta meet my maker, so who am I to judge these folks and what they do? But the topic is, are straight men too fixated when it comes to, you know, the Lbgtq community? And I'm not talking about the lifestyle, because I know you straight men could care less about what they doing, you know, when they, y'all don't care about that part. But I'm talking about the other things. That's what I'm talking about, y'all, as opposed to being fixated on when it comes to other things going on. Mama said in Turkey, a guy I went to school with was killed for being the G word. Oh no. Did he go back to Turkey? Why would he go back to somewhere he knew he... okay. Baby Brock said, I think it's going way too far with the equality thing. Do you, but keep it to yourself. Their influence on our youth is too much. I can respect that, Baby Brock. I'll read that again. Baby Barack said, I think it's gone way too far with the equality thing. So you feel like they have too many of the same rights? I'm just trying to figure, not put any words in your mouth. That was a question. Do you, but keep it to yourself. So I'm going to ask you another question, and I hope I don't get shadow banned. Do you wish they might have stayed in the closet, Baby Barack, and not have been as vocal? Do you wish they would still be in the closet? And I ain't gonna repeat that again. Their influence on the youth is too much. Tech said, people can't be mad at Biden and Kamala for that, considering that nobody will ever get anything for blacks, especially reparations or anything else. YT's openly racist and demand we stay oppressed. I'm with you. I don't think nobody was going to be able to get that accomplished. Didn't they just pass, what's that damn law with the, Jesus, my Black history. Oh my God, what is my Black? They just passed that law. Because I remember that watching that movie, what's my girl? I can't think of the name, child. But it was a singer. And they just did a bio of her. What was her name? And Shorty with the green eyes played her. What was her name? She wrote the lynching song. I can't think of the name. But then, anyway, I can't think right now. I have to look him up. Emmett Till. That's who I was thinking about. Jesus, my memory. Child, this 44 hitting different. Okay, Emmett Till. They just passed that, didn't they, not too long ago? That law, the lynching law. So, yeah. Mama said he was black and went to Turkey and was killed. Oh, my goodness. Tex said they make tons of money out of our... Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. Baby Barack said they got better rights than us fighting for racial equality. Yes, should have stayed in the closet like a pair of played out jeans. Okay. I am the Keys _OMG. Welcome to Discussions with Dee Dee Parker. We've been chatting about today. Are straight men too fixated on the Lbgtq community? Are straight men too fixated on the Lbgtq community? And then I'll play this clip by August Alsina because this is where this topic came from.
You a comment that I seen Young Thug make about randomly saying like, "Oh, I can't respect who just turned gay" or some wild like that. And number one, it's very strange to me when all type of stuff going on in the world in their life, but a gay be the conversation. I'm talking about grown men. Like, this is like nothing keep the black community in a chokehold with a conversation like the gay conversation. It always has had y'all in a chokehold, and it always, unfortunately, always will. So
I don't know. I ain't gonna speak for my LBGTQ community because I don't know what they go through because I don't live that lifestyle. But I just feel like maybe they feel like the straight men understood them better. Wish that the straight men understood them better, but again, I don't have a say in that because I know some of y'all be like, hell with that. But I would say at this time, regardless of how we all feel about one another, we all need to come together. Whether you believe in what they got going on or you don't believe in what they got going on, because we are in some times right now. So, but again, the fighting amongst one of ourselves. But I don't want to say that this just happens, but I can't, because again, I can't speak for... In the black community, I don't think I think he was just referencing, or I'm referencing it, period, because that other side too, some of them, they vary. I'll say they're very. Baby Barack said straight men got no choice but to be fixated because they shove it down our throats by force. Oh, okay. So Baby Barack, you were saying y'all don't really have a choice in the matter because you see it everywhere you go. But playing devil's advocate, got to do it. But just because you see it everywhere you go, why not just ignore it? I'm just saying. I know you're saying because you do see it, like I said, every other damn commercial that pops up on the TV. There's a couple and there's the LBGTQ couple. I'll put it like that. I'm trying to find my words, y'all, so we can keep this cute on this live today. So excuse me. But straight men got no choice but to be fixated because... But I'm asking, can you just not... Just ignore it, you know? I don't know. Or maybe it's just too loud for y'all to ignore. You like, nah. And then... What's the point of being fixated on it? Because to me, being fixated on it, what's going to change? Because here we are, you know, it's 2026 and wish you might try to even go against them. That is a losing battle. Them and the other folks. You know who the other folks is. So, yeah. And they control everything. But... Crazy times we're in. Crazy times. Did I play this video already? Baby Rock said exactly. It's everywhere. So we can't ignore it. and now with the rights they were given makes them now entitled. So you feel like they feel more entitled now that they have picked up these rights? I don't know. I just, like I said, the point, we have so much other stuff to be worrying about. Like, I mean, I won't say this is the least, but you know, some folks feel like this is a problem in our country. You know, again, I gotta meet my maker, so I gotta answer for my sins. Nobody else's, and they gonna have to answer for theirs. So, but my problem, and like I said before, my problem with them, and my only problem is that they can say whoop-de-whoop, whatever, but then when we in turn, heterosexuals, oh, I am a proud single. If I said something like that, then it would be almost like I'm promoting hate. Like, well, why do you have to put the part that you're a proud heterosexual single or woman? Why would you? So it might be a thing, but I ain't nobody. But if I was somebody like a celebrity, then it might be a thing. But Boosie, you know, on turn, speaks his mind and says how he feels, and he catches backlash. Or anybody, for that fact, that speaks out against them, catches backlash. Look at the baby. He went through a moment where his career was on the decline. He finally gaining motion, or getting his motion back. After that, to me, you know, them folks was trying to cancel him because of them comments that he said. So you got to, like, be careful, because they ruin you. They will ruin you. It is no joke out here. So if I got any new folks, welcome. I need some water. My mouth is dry. I normally have my cup, but I ain't got my cup today. Anyway, discussions with Dee Dee Barker. We've been chatting about August Alsina. I can't believe he still is on the other. How do I say this? I still can't believe he like what I like. Damn it, that's what I'm gonna say. I still can't believe it. But we've been talking about, are straight men too fixated when it comes to the Lbgtq community? Are they? I'm just saying. Baby Rock said, we do have a lot to worry about, but we can't ignore it because it's transforming our kids via the influence. They make it look glamorous, especially if they're successful. Most of them are, though, Baby Barack. They control everything. Just saying. Most of them do hold the coins. More than we do. But I get what you're saying. You're saying it can't be ignored. But you are admitting that there is some sort of fixation when it comes to... Now, is this a conversation, y'all, that keeps us in a chokehold? Like, because for real, it does seem like, hey, it's a Pope 49. It does seem like when this topic is brought up, and I wish I could bring my my little friend on here. He's openly gay. Because he feels as if, and I'm not going to put it, I'll let him, if he comes on here, I'll let him explain it. But he does feel like there's some sort of disconnect when it comes to black men and, not black men, I'm sorry, straight men and gay Lbgtq or gay men. He does feel like there's some sort of disconnect there. And he was saying to me, you know, trying to figure out, like, but why? It's not like, why are they intimidated by us? It's not like we want them. We don't want y'all. That's what he said. So I won't speak for him, like I said. I'll let him speak for himself. Tech said, y'all still like him, and that ain't a question. You'll be willing to listen here. Hey, Harlem Nights, you'll be willing to overlook him being a backdoor bandit. How long he gonna be a backdoor bandit, though? It's crazy, though. And I'm sorry, man, because he's a backdoor bandit, and both of them is, like, that should be against the law. Diabolical! August, diabolical. Anyway, new folks, is the Pope 49. And Harlem Nights, if you're still with me, we've been chatting about our straight men too fixated on the gay community. Are straight men too fixated on the gay community? I'll play this clip because the question comes from August Alsina.
I seen Young Thug make about randomly saying like, "Oh, I can't respect who just turned gay" or some wild like that. And number one, it's very strange to me when all type of going on in the world in their life, but a gay be the conversation. I'm talking about grown men. This is like nothing keep the black community in a chokehold with a conversation like the gay conversation. It always has had y'all in a chokehold, and it always.
Does he have some valid points though? Why does this conversation have black folks in a chokehold where men on one side feel like women, we're accepting of it, we condone it because we don't check it, and I'm like, who are we to be trying to test anyway? Baby Rock said, of course there's a disconnect because they came out of the closet so loudly that it catered to the wrong audience, our youth. You mean, I'm trying to think. Did they come? I'm coming up. I want the... Okay. I'm sorry. I was thinking about that song. I'm coming up. Anyway. They were in the closet for a minute though, no? I don't know how long. Because I would say, I don't remember. I'm trying to remember or think when they really like came, like when it was a thing. Like it was on the scene. I'm trying to think. Because I'm growing up in the 80s, I don't remember. Well, I was still a kid. It being so like they were in the closet, I think still in the 80s. Even the 90s. I would maybe, the early 2000s? Maybe? Baby Barack says, we've been in a chokehold on so many things that this is just one topic. We don't communicate, we follow. But I'm saying, Baby Barack, the reason why we are in this chokehold is because of the disconnect between the straight men and the black men. Like, how do y'all come to common ground? Because they're going to be who they are. And y'all going to be who y'all are. So, how do y'all come to this common ground? If this has been a thing that has been a chokehold in the black community. I had no idea. I mean, again, I did know. But I didn't know. That I know when we bring these topics up. Normally, when we have discussions about them. We do have some folks, they feel away. They feel their way. And like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion about how they feel about things, That's why I said no gripes with Boosie. That's how he feels as a straight, heterosexual black man. Like, I have no gripes with if somebody from the LB, even though I didn't like what Magic Man's son said about how he outdressed all the women at that little Met Gala thing. Because I was like, you outdressed who, sir? So I'm glad Yanti checked his ass on live. She called him a big back butt. No disrespect, though. EJ, sir, 2 seats. Thank you. Anyway, Baby Barack said our first brother in the big office opened up the floodgates for them to come out as equals. And that goes back to that. People blaming him. They were going to get the rights anyway, you don't think? Uh-oh, I hope I'm not. Let me pick this up. Okay, it's hot. They was always going to get the rights, no? If it wasn't him, it would have been somebody else, no? Am I bugging? Am I tripping? I'm just saying. So, but, whew. New folks, welcome. Discussions, Dee Barker. Thank you, Baby Brock, for your comments and everybody else who's been making comments. We've been chatting. are straight men too fixated on the LBGTQ community? Are straight men too fixated on the LBGT community? Very interesting perspective. Baby Barack said yes because it's being shoved in our faces. And then I played August Alsina's video because he addressed some things, I guess, that Young Thug had said last year. He made some comments about he would feel deceived if somebody he knew came out as gay later in life. So I don't know if him and August Alsina had any type of friendship, but August took offense to that and then answered back. Harlem Knight said they would have gotten the right. That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like, hey, T Knox, I don't feel like one particular person pushed that agenda. I just feel like it was gonna come to that anyway, regardless if it was who we talking about or somebody else. It would have happened. So then what? And I think that's enough. So they're not supposed to. I don't know. I don't know. Because I'm here for, I don't know. Again, I'm trying to tread lightly, y'all. I'm trying to tread lightly with this topic. I don't know. Baby Rock said any parent should be fixated because I don't know any parent that honestly wants that for their kids. I get what you're saying, Baby Brock, that no parent, but what if the inevitable happens and your child turns out to be that way? Then what? You got to accept that child, no? And who they are? I'm just asking. I'm playing devil's advocate. I would think, but to each his own. But I get it. I get what you're saying. You're saying they're pushing an agenda. We should be fixated on this, but fixated to what are we trying to change? I guess is what I'm confused with. What are we trying to change when it comes to this? I think that the LBGTQ would like to build a better relationship with the straight black men. This is what I see when I hear things from August Alsina addressing it, even though I feel like that community can be sensitive at times. No disrespect, my LBGTQ, but sometimes y'all a little bit sensitive, okay? So that's what that sounds like to me. And then Funky, what was his name? Funky, I his name wrong. I'm gonna ask Harlow. She gonna announce it for me, because I don't want to say his name wrong. But him too, when we did the topic about straight black men. Hey, boo.
Hey, beautiful.
How are
I forgot I had my dang thing
I
on
was about to
here.
say, you got your bonnet on, boo?
I'm doing hair. I'm doing house chores.
Okay.
So
You good enough. If you want
ain't
to
no
stay in
shame in
the
my game now.
listen, if you want to stay in the bonnet, um. So, do you think straight men are too fixated on the LGBTQ community?
I
And when I
think we
talk about
all are too fixated on it, honestly.
fixated, I'm not talking about like their lifestyle. Because
Right.
I know they're not fixated on their lifestyle. I'm more so for saying like maybe their rights, like we just talked about, like the rights that they just recently obtained.
We just got some new rights. They just got some new rights.
Well, we're talking about when Barack Obama was in
Oh,
office.
okay. I'm about to
Yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah.
So I feel, they got together and campaigned and got money together to get Barack to push for Barack Obama to pass that law. And the thing about that is, we were all mad about it, but there was really nothing we could do to stop them from getting the money that they put together to push that into, to becoming a reality for them.
Yeah.
And they were going to, it was going to happen regardless. I mean, I hate to have to compare the two, but it is comparable. Black folks got the right to vote. Black folks got, I know people hate when we compare that, but the sad part about it is they went through some of the same stuff, you know what I'm saying? Or in our time, which would have been called some of the same stuff that we went through, you know, getting beat up, getting chased down. And a lot of it, honestly, they're still going through when you go to different countries.
Yeah.
Um, there's still a lot of, you know, violence going on with the LGBT community. So
Yeah.
I feel like people are too fixated. Me personally, this is just me. I feel like we are all too fixated on who's sleeping with who,
Okay.
who's choosing who. Like your bedroom business should be your bedroom business. You know, unless you decide to share it with somebody, your preference should be your preference.
Okay.
Unless you decide to, you know what I'm saying, divulge that information. And it's funny to me because there are a lot of so-called straight black men, you know, that participate in gay sex. I'm just
Really?
saying, yeah,
Really?
come on now, you know, it's a lot of it. Okay, let me say it's a lot of men go to prison and be living a different lifestyle when they come home. Now we all seen like the movie Life. We all seen, you know what I'm saying? Those are real stories. That's not just in TV and just in movies. It's people, you know, live a totally different way when they're behind bars than they do when they, you know, come home. They don't want their families to know what their reality are. So they out here passing as straight, but in reality, you know,
I mean,
unfortunately, they moving around.
I heard of some men who thought uh, straight, but they got their wee wee sucked by a man and said it
That's
wasn't.
still it's
Yeah,
gay activity.
yeah. Hold on, we got some new folks. Welcome to Discussions with Didi Parker. We're chatting today about are straight men too fixated on the LBGTQ community? Are they too fixated? And this comes after August Alsina. I feel like he got offended, and that's my only issue with the LBGTQ community. Some are too sensitive when it comes to things. But he got mad at some things that Thugger said, Young Thug said. He has no issue with the gay people, but would feel deceived if someone came out later in life. So,
But I'm confused. So Young Thug said that,
but yeah, who
but
paints his
don't.
fingers?
Right, that's what I'm about to say. Like, I'm confused because didn't I see him? Well, let me mind my business. I'm just saying, I thought he was a suspect in the
No.
crimes to be committed.
Yeah, he's engaged, but yeah, I guess August got offended by what he said. Now that's my only issue. Like I said with the LBGTQ, sensitive and get offended because I feel like on one side they're able to say and do whatever they feel, but when it comes to us, if I got on here and say I'm a happily straight heterosexual
Right.
female, it would be a problem. They would be
Now
like,
they
where did
they
you come
are
from?
they are very sensitive. I do believe that I do believe that they have a tendency to be overly sensitive. And
Yep, your phone. Tan, we can't hear you, Tan. Can't hear you. Yeah, we can't hear you. Okay. Uh, new folks, if you're on here, thank you. Welcome to Discussions with Didi Parker. Like I said, if you missed it, we've been chatting about our straight men too fixated on the LBGTQ community. Our straight men too fixated on the LBGT community. I'll play this video real quick while Tan is over here working out her phone issue.
Interview a comment that I seen Young Thug
Might
make
have to let you back in, Tan.
about randomly saying like, "Oh, I can't respect who just turned gay" or some wild shit like that. And number one, it's very strange to me when
Okay.
like, all types of going on in the world in their life, but a gay be the conversation. You talking about grown men? Like, this is like nothing keep the black community in a chokehold with a conversation like the gay conversation. It always has had y'all in the chokehold, and it always, unfortunately, always will. So that comment.
So yeah. Tasha said it's literally 3% of men in the entire population that's straight. The rest DL, gay, and iffy. Are you serious, Tasha? Not 3%. Where you get them numbers from, girl? Really? 3%? Sheesh. The rest are DL, gay, and iffy. What's iffy? They don't know. I'm just asking. Iffy is they don't know if they like it or do like it. That's oof, that's a sad day. Sad, sad. Um, yes, I need to know how you know it's only 3% and not yet. Just inquiring minds want to know. But for me, none worse than somebody living on the down low. Yeah, I couldn't. Oof, I don't even want to think about what I would do. See, if I found out. Ooh, no. Tasha said, I got them numbers from my life experience. Okay. Iffy is the curious ones trying to claim that trans are women and that don't make them bi. Interesting. Wow. Um, Tasha said, yeah, I say 3%. That's such a low number, Tasha. I don't know if it's three. Girl, that means everybody out here living double lives, these men. Really secretly lusting for what you lust to. Oh my God, you gotta watch them. Tasha, okay, I'm done. You gotta watch them. Oh boy. Anyway, y'all, if I have any new folks, what are your thoughts on this topic today? Are we too fixated? And is this conversation, does it always leave our community in a chokehold? And why? Why can't we have a conversation about this? A respectful conversation about this. You know, like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinions. I just wish that the LBGT community wasn't so sensitive, and then maybe we could have the conversation. But seriously, I can't speak for them because I don't identify with that lifestyle. But I do feel for my straight men that are on here, I do feel like they would love to just, you know, a come together moment, you know, so y'all can come to some sort of common ground. And I don't know if that will ever happen, but that's what I feel in my heart. Because when I speak to my friend, it's like he wants to explain the misunderstandings. Like, wait, I think y'all have some misunderstandings about the community. That's not, we're not out here trying to F or flirt or, you know, but there are some, I ain't gonna hold you. There are some out there that like to, I won't say, they like to, their prey to be straight black, well, not black, straight men, period. Because they like to convert them over to the other side. So there are some out there like that, but not all of them. Majority of them, they don't want your ass. I'll put it to you like that. Baby Barack said, come on, Tasha, we better than that. It's a lot of soft brothers, but more real ones than soft. You need to move. Uh, yeah, that's what 3% is such a low number. Tasha said, Baby Barack, I swear the bros before hoes was the strongest DL gay man movement. Are you serious? She said the bros before. Ha! Ah! Tasha! You ain't right, Tasha. She said, I do remember that movement. I ain't even I didn't know that's what that meant. Oh, now I know. Oh my God. Hey, man, saying, all right. We've been chatting about today. If you are just new to the show, Discussions with Dee Dee Parker. Oh, God, Tasha, now I know. Is that what that really stood for? Bros before hoes? That ain't what that stood for, Tasha. New folks, welcome. Discussions, Dee Dee Parker. We're chatting about are straight men fixated with the LBGTQ community? Are straight men fixated with the LBGT community? That ain't what that meant, Tasha. And I just read Tasha's last comment. She said, I swear the bros before hoes was the strongest DL/gay man movement. I remember that movement, Tasha. They was out here swearing to it too, girl. You ain't lying. That was for. I don't believe it, Tasha. But it might have been. I mean, again, I am not versed in that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? But I have no judgments to the folks that do it. Hey, you live your life. Rand saying Art said, how are we fixated? Please explain. Well, we had Baby Brock said that can't help not be fixated when it's thrown in y'all faces. Like, and I'm not talking about lifestyle, meaning you don't care about what they got with their life, who they. When I say fixated, I guess I'm talking about fixated when it comes to like rights, the rights that they just, well, not just acquired, but the rights that they acquired, things like that. I don't know, but something to that effect, but nothing to do with their lifestyle. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Tasha said, also, if y'all went to university, you can grasp the amount of diabolical and disgusting things that frats did at hazing rituals. A lot of it is gay stuff. I did hear about that too. Didn't I'm not in a frat or a sorority. Yeah, well, I can't be in a frat, but I'm not in a sorority. But I did hear about the things, and I saw it on TV. Baby Rock said, "Damn, Tasha, where you at? Where are you at again? She's in Texas. Where I'm from, the bros love the hoes, usually more than one at a time, hence cheating." I did hear that. I'm not even gonna hold you, Baby Rock. I did hear the bros, that was a thing. That was a movement for a second. They even had shirts. I'm not lying, Baby Barack. Tasha said, frat hazing has created a lot of DL guys. Really? Had no idea, Tasha. None at all. You know what? There was a video, and I don't know if we covered this or not, because I try to keep our show fresh. A lady, she was about to get married to a guy, and then he openly admitted to her that he experimented in college with different men, and she called off the wedding. So I was like, oh, we might need to talk about this one. But I don't think we got around to it. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah. So she called off her wedding so Tasha, you got a point there, because she found out, yeah, he wanted to experiment in college. Ooh, yeah. Mm, mm. But the question is, Tasha, are the straight men too fixated on the LBGT community and what they got going on? Not necessarily, like I said, the lifestyle, but their rights and everything else that they have for the most part going on. And like I said, Baby Barack, he did say, yeah, it's hard not to be fixated when it's being thrown in our faces, which I agree, because every other commercial I see has something to do with the LBGTQ community. So I feel like it is being, along with other things, because I see a lot of, different couples on TV. You know what I'm saying? One be vanilla, one be chai. I'd be like, okay, I see what's going on. Huh? No more is it about the black extended family. It's about okay. Anyway, but y'all know where I'm going with what I'm trying to say. With it. So, but yeah, Ryan saying you don't like that view. Do you feel like straight men aren't fixated? And like I said, I'm not talking about fixated with their lifestyle, because you don't got to be fixated with the lifestyle. But, we talked about a president that some of y'all feel put some things in place for them, that y'all feel shouldn't have been in place, that gave them equal stomping ground. Tasha said, no, it's not a fixation. What changed is the times. When I grew up, that community preferred privacy and didn't demand equality. But now they are forcing themselves into all spaces, baby, because they don't care. They don't care. They say, we don't give a damn. We don't give a what. So Rand saying, Art said, answer, no. Most straight brothers too busy focused on purpose to be worried about the small issues that don't affect us. Okay. For my straight men on here, would you be open though to, working out any indifferences that you guys may have, like coming together to have a kumbaya moment, maybe not gaining understanding to the LBGTQ's lifestyle, but just gaining an understanding of them, period, as people, and them too. You know what I'm saying? Tasha said a straight guy that is secure in his sexuality has no issue with a. And Tasha, they say, and I won't say who say, but some of them say that we the problem because we the ones helping them push the agenda too, when it comes to that, because we don't check it, we love it, we like, oh yeah, that's my girl. We be rah and hyping it up, so they feel like we are part of the problem too when it comes to that. Baby Rock said exactly, Tasha, and that force is creating the wrong change in our youth. Okay, I'm trying to figure out the question I want to ask you, Baby Rock. You said it's forcing a change, changing them to the direction of that way to be LBGTQ. Just a question, because August Alsina started off straight. I I got my theories on what made him go to the other side, but I'm gonna keep it to myself today. I got some theories on what made him go to. I don't know what Jada damn Pinkett did to this boy. She did something. She did something to him. Because, baby, he ain't been right ever since. I'm trying to tell you. He ain't been right ever since. And not the fact. Anyway, let me shut up, chill. Because I was about to say, he's diabolical. Him and that man he's dating is diabolical. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. But, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at this video with August Alsina, and I'm not shaking my head. He used to what happened. But I guess it's like Tasha said, he might have always been chill, always curious, and now is just exploring his fantasies. Rand Sand Art said most straight men are not beefing with them. Uh, problem we do problem we do have is that the powers that be are pushing the agenda of anti-masculinity. Okay, so that's the issue, Ranston Art, that you feel that they're pushing this, but you do. Okay, and again, I'm playing devil's advocate because there's no right or wrong answer or no judgment here. You do know that all of them are not weak, right? Or soft. You got some masculine looking men. I know. I didn't see them outside of Bulldogs on Peachtree Street, y'all. That's the name of the club, Bulldogs. Yeah. Some of them men, I looked at that line. You would never be able to tell that they would. Only reason you knew that they was what they was because they were standing in that line. So, I guess my question to you is, Ransom, is that what you're by weak? I mean, because you do have the ones, but you got some masculine ones too out there. You got some masculine ones that masculine, manly. Baby Barack said straight men don't care who a soft dude sleeps with. The issue began when they came out and got rights. Their success on top of everything else makes it a negative influence on kids. So, devil's advocate, you don't like the fact that they gained all these rights? I get the influence on the kids because there's no lie detected there because these kids are influenced by everything, child. But you don't like the fact that they gain rights. I'm just trying to clarify that statement. Tasha said there is no one force that is influencing the youth to choose their desired sexuality. It's not. entirely the exposure to the lifestyle. It's a component, but not the driving cause. Okay. Tasha said it's not. It's not that. That's not, you don't feel like that is pushing them to be straight, gay. You don't feel what they see on TV is pushing it. The music. Baby Brock said facts at Randstand. They push it so strongly until it becomes normal to be soft. Randstand Art said, not pointing fingers to them personally. It's the powers that is pushing it on our kids. I agree with that. I believe it definitely is the powers. But I guess my point was that y'all keep saying soft guys, and some of these men are not. They masculine. Men, alpha men. Just don't play for the y'all team. They play for my team. So if that makes sense. I'm just saying. Anyway, chill. But yeah. Interesting conversation. Y'all had some good points. I'm waiting for Tasha to respond because she feels like and I don't want to put words into your mouth, Tasha, but do you feel like there is not an agenda being pushed onto the youth? I guess is my question. Okay. Tasha said, okay, but these are still people. They deserve rights and they deserve choices just as much as women or straight people. Okay. Baby Barack, I guess my question to you was, do you feel like they didn't deserve those rights? Baby Barack said, I disagree, Tasha. The youth are influenced by their surroundings. What creates a sexy red society? Whoo, now we got a debate. I love it when we got a debate cracking. Let's go. Because we got folks that disagree, don't agree. I like it, but that's why we have these conversations. I want to go back to the masculinity thing because Randstand Art brought up a point. We talk about masculine soft dudes, but like I said, there's some of them that are not that. So all of them don't walk around with wigs and baby hairs and nails and lashes. You do have some men, that manly men, that they just prefer what they prefer. I wouldn't say so they're soft because they're sleeping with another man that makes them soft. Because what if they could whoop on you? I'm just asking. Because what if they could whoop, you call them soft, and what if they could whoop on you and they beat you up? I'm just saying. Randstand Arts had never been against them getting rights. It's the agenda that's the problem. But some of them are quietly just who they are, Randstand Art, and are not all about flashy and being in the public eye. What about those that are quiet, that are just like, I like what I like, but are not necessarily pushing this agenda? Are they okay? Would you or any straight man be open to having a conversation with those less flashy men? Because like I said, I feel like there's some sort of misunderstanding or miscommunication when it comes to straight men and gay men. I don't know what it is. Again, I've heard some men say, I don't want to talk to them because, yeah, I want them to try to talk to me. And then you got my LBG side that says, we don't want you. Your own women don't want you. Once somebody said that to me. Anyway. Baby Brock said they deserve not to be assaulted, stuff like that, but the narrative needs to be turned down. The KKK has rights. Does that make you support them? Hell to the no. Okay, so turn down. You said you just want them to turn the narrative down. And how do you want them to do that, Baby Barack? By not being so flashy out there? Baby Barack said, we say soft instead of using a derogatory term. Okay. But are you only saying that because of what they like, though? That's my question. You're calling them soft because of what they like? Because what if they can whoop on you? That was my thing. Baby Rock said, I have a gay nephew and a friend. No issues with them. It's about how they move. Okay. So if they were less quiet, I mean, if they were less flashy, more quiet, more humble, more resilient, y'all would have no problems with what they was doing. Like how they was before, quiet, because they had to be quiet. Tasha said, no, there's no agenda. The LBGTQ community has to no, there's no agenda. The LBGTQ community has to target the youth. Other entities are using that community to befuddle the masses. True offenders like pedo and traffickers use LBGTQ as a face. Oh, so you're saying it's a front. That's what I gathered. I probably said that word wrong too, but here we are. That's what I gathered from it. Tasha said to target the youth, ill-willed people of power and politicians use groups like this to cause separation in the community. That's what I was saying, Tasha. Can't we just all get along and come together? Straight men, gay men, black women. What does it matter? You feel me? Because at the end of the day, we got big fish to fry. Baby Rock said exactly, because the less they scream, the less, exactly, because the less they scream, the less we got to hear, especially the youth. Okay, because the less they scream, the less that we got to hear, especially the youth. Randstand Art said, flashy or not, that's not going to stop. Again, I said it's the agenda. I know you keep saying it's the agenda, but like, what? I guess what I'm asking is, you're saying it's the agenda, which I get. Yes, and I agree with that part. I do feel like it is put in our face a lot on TV. Okay? But what does that have to do with straight men and gay men, and I guess their relationship? I guess that's why I was asking, what do you want them to stop being less flashy, more quiet, go back to the closet where they were, so the agenda is not so loud? Because the agenda, to me, they gonna push it. It's gonna be what it is. Tasha said, and it goes deeper to how people are raised, abused, molested, influenced by people in their everyday lives as children that influence their decisions. They are choosing to be gay or lesbian. And you're right, Tasha. It's deeper than us, Nino. It is deeper than us, Nino, because some of them folks do have all types of traumas, abuse, and that's why they like what's the black guy's name? Broadway, skinny guy. He is openly gay. What is his name? He revealed that his stepfather was molesting him when he was a kid. So, Baby Barack said, we can all get along once the narrative of equality is as loud as all the daily barrages we're seeing every day. So you're saying you want the equality that they got, we need to have that same equality. That's your gripe with it. We need to have that same equality. Then we could drop some final thoughts today. Oh my God, it was just me solo dolo. Look at that. Well, I had Harlem Nights on here for a second. I don't know what happened to her phone, but she has some good points. Tasha, you had some very valid points. Um, Again, I got to meet my maker, so I don't judge anybody. I just feel like there is, again, some misunderstandings between straight men and gay men. And maybe y'all need to have a come to Jesus moment and put them differences to the side, shall. So we all can figure this thing out. So you can see the gay man point of view and they can see our point of view. Because I think that's where that comes in, the miscommunication with us, and why they get sensitive and get mad when we say stuff. But it's only because we're saying it because we have rights too. That's how we feel. Ranstan Art said, I would never want to silence someone for being themselves. No judgment here. Absolutely. Tasha said, I never met a gay or lesbian person that did not face any type of traumatic experience. Not one. Baby Barack said, it is a deep issue with molesting, etc., but we got to stop using that crutch and break the cycle. Break the cycle, not use it as the reason to do the same thing. But Tasha said, there is no cycle. Gays have been around for centuries in every part of the world. And then how do you break that cycle? You mean we got to stop the molest? We got to stop the sexual abuse of the children. It got to start from somewhere. But she's right. It has been around. Ain't that the reason why the good Almighty God wiped out the earth the first time? Because it was a bunch of that going on anyway. Back in the biblical days, allegedly. I'm just saying. Final thoughts, loves. Let's do it. Final thoughts. This was a good one. It turned out to be a good one. I wasn't sure at first, but it did turn out to be a good topic today. Again, I'm no judgments over here. You live your life. I got to meet the maker one day and explain what I got going on. I ain't got to explain what nobody else got going on. But I would love for, my straight men and my gay men to have a come to Jesus moment. I think it's needed. So y'all can have better understanding of one another. You can understand them, not the lifestyle. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? You can understand them, their point of view, their perspectives, and they can understand where y'all are coming from. And maybe we can stop all of this. Stop it. Stop it. Anyway, probably will never happen, but wishful thinking. Final thoughts. Y'all got them? You got them? Tasha said, if all abuse was eradicated, ninjas would still be doing the bending. Final thoughts. Is gay a choice, or are people born destined to be gay? Let's answer that question real quick, chat, before we go. Tasha posed a good one before we leave up out of here. Is gay a choice, or are people born or destined to be that way? Baby Rock said, final thoughts. Okay, to love who you love, just keep it in your lane. And don't push the agenda, damn it. Nah, I'm just playing. Real quick, before y'all leave, what are y'all thoughts on that last question? Gay a choice, or are people born destined to be that way? Damn, Tasha, who hurt you? We have been through this, baby Barack. You forgot Tasha's story? Tasha had a story, baby. Listen up, I got a story to tell. Yes, her ex-husband. Randstand Art said, final thoughts. Peace to all. Thank you for participating, Randstand Art. What up, Tracy D? We about to get off here. Baby Rock said, we laughed about that statement yesterday. Baby, listen up. I got a story to tell. Y'all not gonna answer this question before we go though. Is gay a choice, or are people born or destined to be gay? Is gay a choice, or are people born or destined to be gay? I don't know how I feel about that. They have all these type of studies. I don't know. I think it's like what you said, Tasha. I really think it has to do with I think it has to do with I don't know. Because how do you get that thought in your head as a kid? Like, I like, because I thought you were always taught anyway. Tasha said, I think both. Randstand Art said, I can't speak on that. Why you can? You must got one of them jobs like that lady. Yeah, don't lose your good job on behalf of Dee Dee Parker. I can't help you. Baby Barack said, I think it's a choice, no doubt. Tasha said, Mama said to you, Tasha, at least you admit it. Listen, I love it. She said her ex-husband. Accountability is key right there, girl. Pecan Brown said, kind of torn, more of a choice. Okay, you feel like it's more of a choice. instead of you. Yeah, I'm with you, Pecan Brown. And who else said they was torn? I'm torn on that one. I can't say. I can neither confirm nor deny. I can't say. Tasha said, my sister hasn't been hurt or traumatized, but she's gay. But she also thinks low of herself. She thinks she's ugly and masculine, and she chose the life of a stud. But was she? So she wasn't born that way, though. She just was traumatized by men, which turned her. Yeah. Again, I don't know about that last question, Tasha. That one's a tricky one, cause I me I don't know, cause how do you get those? Again, I always thought they always taught you, or you always knew to like the opposite sex. I don't know. Anyway, y'all had me stumped today. All right, y'all. Tomorrow, I think I want to cover this topic tomorrow. Because it's BET Awards weekend. The BET Awards is going down, hosted by Drewski in LA. But Jermaine Dupri brought up something. Should we be honoring Clive Davis? Should we be honoring Clive Davis? I mean, folks are arguing, saying, oh, he, founded all these people. He made all these people successful, but I heard some stories. Should we be honoring him at this year's BET Awards? So we'll chat about that tomorrow, since it's gonna be the weekend. Baby Rock said she didn't meet the right man, Tasha, so unfortunate. And Mama said some kids act are gay, they are choosing. Some kids act are gay, some kids act are gay, are they choosing? That was a question, right, Mama? Some kids act are gay. Are they choosing? Again, I don't know. That's just a tricky question. I don't know. Because, you got studies out there that say, no, that they're born that way. As far as I can remember, I never had those thoughts. I always crushed on little boys. I know this. So, all right, y'all. Baby Brock said, yes, mama. All right, so we will chat tomorrow, y'all. Tasha said, I think women influence boys to be. Wait a minute, this is a whole nother conversation, Tasha. Why would you say that? We might have to run that back. I think women influence boys. Why do you say, real quick, Tasha, 5 minutes, 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna go. Why do you say that? Why do you say that? Hey, Alvin Phillips. Why do you feel women? How do we influence them as women? Hey, Tasha said, I'm so sorry, ladies. Pecan Brown said, I just don't know about being born that way. I'm with, yeah, I'm with you, Pecan. As far as I can remember back, I don't remember ever having always thoughts of boys. I remember I got in trouble in the first grade for kissing a little boy in the coat closet, so I always knew I liked the boys. I remember that, we snuck in that coat closet, and we and got caught, Lordy. So I always knew I liked the boys. So I ain't never want to do that with no little girl. So yeah, Mama say yeah, chasing or something in them. Yeah, yes, chasing or something in them. Baby Rock said, I agree with Tasha. They accept the culture and co-sign. Listen, I just Well, didn't I say that earlier? Yeah, chasing or something in them. Didn't I say that earlier that that's how some men feel that women we accept the culture and we co-sign it. I put that and said it in so many words. I said that's what the men feel like. Oh, we co-sign it and accept it. But because we co-sign and accept it, does that make us bad though, baby Barack? Because we accept it. I mean, because what are we to do about it? Seriously. like Tasha said, it's been around since centuries. So, I mean, I don't. Mama said some single mothers allow little boys in women's spaces and allow boys to watch and mimic female behaviors and mannerisms, then laugh like it's cute. I've seen it with no male reinforcement. It absorbs. Right, and that's when they should be checking that. No, you don't do that. But then if you check it in this day and age and somebody see you check it and then they film it and then put you on blast and then you a bad parent because little Charlie is just trying to be human in himself and you're stopping him from being human and being himself. I'm just thinking hypothetically. Mama said choosing or them. Women are great by men. They don't become. Oh, Mama said choosing or them. Women are great. I'm saying that great, but you know the word great by men, and they don't become. I mean, she does have a point. Good point, Mama. Facts, facts. Like Baby Barack said. Chev said, "Wow, yeah." But like I said, I don't know if it's you're born or you choose. Again, I knew I liked the little boys. So I don't ever remember having a feeling for So and then I knew as a kid that wasn't you wasn't I knew that was wrong. You wasn't supposed to like little girls. So I knew that at an early age, like, no, you're not supposed to you're supposed to like little boys. So but anyway, child. All right, y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. We're back at this tomorrow. Like I said, we'll talk about the BET Hip Hop Awards. Not Hip Hop Awards. BET Awards since it's BET weekend. Should Clive Davis be honored? This will be interesting. I was waiting to see if anybody else had any more comments. See, I knew another comment was going to come through. Baby Rock said, once the woman accepted them, they had a platform and supported. I hear you, Baby Barack. But like I said, and that's why the gay men feel like there's a problem with you straight men. All they want to do is just live their life. Some of them anyway. I can't speak for them. Mama said I was little. I have a little boy who crosses his legs all the time. We heard that. We heard that way. You heard that he was gay? Oh God. Okay. I'll see y'all later, y'all. Bye.